I genuinely thought of giving up and just deleting all this footage and pretending like it never happened. F it. I'm just trying to get through this week, honestly. How you would like cleanse and only eat like super healthy food for a week, you're like being super healthy for your wallet for a week.
It's Monday morning and it is time to rise and shine because we are doing another no spend week. That being said, I guess the longer you stay in bed means less opportunity to spend money, but we gotta get up.
Action.
Okay, we're gonna show you, Jean's gonna show us how our new breakfast routine. And this is a no spend challenge, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this breakfast is expensive. Tell us about this breakfast.
What the ingredients?
Yeah, and the
Where it comes from?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about
you don't want to talk about it. Okay.
No, I'll talk about the ingredients.
I'll tell you guys about where it comes from and then we'll talk about the ingredients. So basically, Jean follows this. I'm not allowed to call him an influencer, but he's this guy who you may have heard of him, Brian Johnson, who's like on a quest to reverse his aging. So Jean follows this guy. He posts some of his like staple meals online with the recipe. So we've recreated 2 of them. One of them was meh, it was like a dinner veggie thing. But this, the breakfast one, is so good. We've been eating it probably, what, for a week now?
Yeah, well, 10 days.
And it's so good. So let's go over the ingredients. Now the thing is, yes, this is expensive, but if you were to go out and buy this, it would probably be like a $20 breakfast.
Yeah.
So we're still saving money by doing it at home.
Okay, so what do we got? We got
Almond milk.
almond milk, pomegranate juice,
Yeah.
flax, cacao nibs, walnuts, Brazil nuts, chia, sunflower lecithin, and macadamia nuts.
Yeah.
All of that goes in here in different well, not in here, but
In the
here,
blender?
in different quantities.
Yeah, and then Jean adds protein powder to his. I prefer it without protein powder. Oh yeah, frozen fruits go in it
fruits that go
too.
there. Frozen berries.
It's basically like a supercharged smoothie bowl. The ingredients all in it are all there like very intentionally. So I'll put the link down below if you guys like care to read about it. But I mean,
You gonna do that?
yeah, I'll do it. It's really good. That's the thing. I was super skeptical in the beginning. But it tastes really good. And we both feel like we've been feeling better throughout the day. Like we have this for breakfast. I eat it with 2 fried eggs. He eats it with like 6 fried eggs. But then you feel so good throughout the rest of the day. And I've noticed that other foods that I eat throughout the day don't make me as bloated as perhaps they normally would. So I don't know if it's this, I don't know if it's something else, but it's fun. So show us Jean in action.
All right. Well, we're at step 2 of adding pomegranate juice.
Jean just assembled this so beautifully and I thought I was filming, but I wasn't filming. So that's really sad.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that's really sad. But 2 tablespoons of chia on top and what is it, a 1/4 cup of blueberries?
1/4 cup of blueberries.
Yeah, so beautiful. And then I'm gonna get a spoon. Oh, show us. Beautiful. I like to mix it right away so that the chias can kind of like get all everywhere and mix in and the blueberries can become a little bit less frozen. And then you let it sit for a bit. This is when we'll like cook our eggs and then it's ready to eat. Okay, I know this is not meant to be, you know, the how to cook healthy vlog. But I feel like when it comes to a no spend, the biggest things I have to show you are like what I'm eating, because on a day-to-day basis, that would be where I think me and maybe most people are tempted to spend out. You're like, oh, I'm running to the office, I'm gonna buy a smoothie on the way. And I feel like when it comes to eating healthy, like eating healthy is expensive, period, but it's gonna be so much cheaper to eat healthy at home So it's really worth the extra effort. And if you're watching this and you're like, there's no way I'm gonna make that expensive, crazy, elaborate bowl, like where do I even buy all those ingredients? Fair enough. Normally what I would just do is make a really simple smoothie with like frozen mango, frozen strawberry, half a banana, almond milk, water, throw some collagen in there, maybe some green powder, like some spirulina or something, and that would be my morning smoothie. Less magical, super health ingredients, but still pretty good. And for me, the no spend week isn't about like being super, super cheap. Like I've done that before where I was like buying the shittiest coffee and the cheapest pasta, and you can live at home for super cheap, but you know, it kind of gets old after a while. And the point of my channel and stuff is not just to be cheap and spend no money ever. It's to like live your best life while also saving your money and just making smart decisions. So that's what's up this week. This is gonna be a super cozy work from home day. I'm feeling a bit tired and sore from the long weekend. Well, it wasn't even a long weekend, but it felt long. We went skiing yesterday and the slopes were like so full of moguls and ice that my legs were like burning. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw on a sweatsuit today. And sometimes the cozier I am, the more productive I am. Sometimes like the better I make myself look, the more productive I am. So today's gonna be cozy, productive day. And I guess I'll stop talking because we have a whole week to get through. Let's just fix my eyebrows quickly. I don't feel like wearing makeup today, but we've always got to brush out those eyebrows. And a spritz of perfume to make us feel better. So we have reached our first spending incident, or forecasted spending incident, because Maggie's all out of food. There's like one scoop left. Say thank you. Good job, go ahead. Good job. It's a little bit later and I am in the mood for another tea. So instead of having more tea, I'm actually gonna make a fresh little glass of grapefruit juice. This is another little healthy thing I like to do at home. Saves you so much money compared to buying fresh pressed juices. I love to buy oranges or grapefruits or both and just do a quick little squeeze. Juices are actually something that I totally understand why they are so expensive if you were to go to like a juice bar. I'm talking like fresh juices, not like juice from concentrate, because this is one grapefruit. It's organic. These probably cost like, I don't know, $1 per grapefruit. But look how little juice you get. That's it. So imagine like, you know, a big thing with grapefruit juice, fresh pressed, is sometimes like $8, but the price actually makes sense. So I don't mind making it at home. Like I don't need that much, and it's kind of fun, and it's nice that it's always fresh. I like to add in the pulp because I don't know, I just find it tastes good. It's healthy for you. I can't say I do this every day, but I try and do it most days, and it's just so nice. I feel like I'm drinking a big juice. What? I feel like I'm drinking a glass of vitamins. So I've just been having a really nice work from home day today. I've done all of the laundry in the house. I finally cleaned, like deep cleaned, and set up my humidifier because this place is so dry. I'm on a quest to like beat my winter uglies. Anyways, I realized that we are well into the vlog and I haven't let you guys know the rules of my no spend challenge. So here they are. Rule number 1, buy nothing. The only things that I am allowed to spend money on are groceries, gas if necessary. My tank is currently halfway full, so I don't think I'll need to fill up. Food for Maggie is allowed, and if absolutely necessary, I think 1 session of dog care for her is allowed, so that's around $25 to $30, but I don't want to have to do it more than once. I guess technically this isn't a no spend week because I got some comments saying this on my last one, where in a perfect world, your no spend week would be that you buy all your groceries and you freeze your meals and you literally don't spend a cent. But hey, that's not always realistic. So I like to take these challenges and make them as realistic as possible for my life. That's why we're doing a week instead of a month, because I've done a month before. It's super, super challenging. Personally, I felt super like deprived, and then I just went crazy the next month with all of my spending. But a week, what it really does is it kind of breaks those spending habits. You know, if you have a habit of going out for coffee, going out for a pastry, always ordering Uber Eats for lunch or for dinner, a no spend week starts to help break those habits. And I think that is super, super important. To me, that's what budgeting is about, is making it fit into our life and not always having to be so restrictive and always having to do these crazy challenges. But if you're into that, like I've seen people do like no spend years, no buy years, like that's totally cool. It's not for me right now. So yeah, the rules are super, super simple. Why am I doing this now? Why, I did one like less than a month ago. So why again now? There are a few reasons. One, I feel like it's a really nice way to kind of start off the new year with like a nice challenge for myself. A no spend week to me is kind of like a cleanse week, like how you would like cleanse and only eat like super healthy food for a week. You're like being super healthy for your wallet for a week. I also feel like I really need to break my spending habit because over Christmas and over Christmas break, I really did spend a lot of money. I budgeted for a lot of things and I spent my whole budget, and that's fine. But I really do feel like spending can definitely become a habit and a tendency because buying stuff feels good, at least for me, right? So you buy one coffee, you want another because it made you feel good. And so you really get into that habit. Last week already, and then the first week of January and all that, I really did work on starting to break that habit. But this is gonna really put the nail in the coffin. Reason number two for me is I am currently undergoing a little round of physiotherapy for my jaw. I suffer from like TMJ. I'm so over talking about it, but I'm going to see a physio. I saw him once and he recommended having weekly appointments for a month. I don't have employer insurance because I'm self-employed, so I have to pay out of pocket for these visits to the physio. And obviously just cutting out coffee and spending less for 1 week isn't going to, I don't think I'm gonna save $500 in this week, which is pretty much what my month of physio treatments is gonna cost me, but it's going to help take the edge off a little bit because when I made my budget for January, I did not budget $500 of physio appointments. I think I've said this already, but for me, the biggest things to cut in a no spend week are going out for coffee, going out to eat, and especially it's those going out to eats because you weren't prepared. Those I always find I feel really guilty about, like when I go to my office and, I didn't pack a lunch, I didn't prepare, all of a sudden I'm starving. So I order something on Uber Eats and all the fees and the taxes and it all adds up and suddenly your lunch cost you $35. That's crazy. No, it's not allowed this week. And it shouldn't be allowed ever, it's too much. But the other thing to watch out for is impulse spending. I recently got a new job, like a new kind of side hustle, teaching bar classes, and the studio that I teach at is actually inside a mall. It's inside Rockland Mall here in Montreal, and I have a little bit of time in between my two classes. And last week, I really found myself wanting to just walk around the mall, and that leads to impulse spending. And you know how I know this? Because I worked retail for so many years of my life. Through high school, through university, I worked retail jobs, and I would spend so much money because you're just bored walking around the mall. So I'm like not even allowing myself to wander anymore. I didn't buy anything, but still I learned my lesson of like, don't leave the spin studio. So these are all just little things to watch out for in this no spend week. Let me know if you're doing this along with me or if this video inspires you to do a no spend week. And somehow I've managed to get talking for 10 minutes. So I'll talk to you guys later. Disappointing. Oh my gosh, I bought avocados on sale yesterday and I have a feeling I was just kind of touching them. I think most of them have actually gone bad. That is so disappointing. This one we can work with, but that is just so sad and frustrating and wasteful. I hate it. This lunch is the reason I worked from home today. I was looking forward to this all day. We made it work despite the avocado situation. Avocado toast with sun-dried tomatoes on top and a few fresh tomatoes on the side. I really need a break from looking at my screen, so I'm just gonna read a little bit. the glass. Okay, we're having the most no spend week dinner because this is all leftovers, emptying the fridge vibes. Mr. Beast has a real name. Mr. Beast's name is not Mr. Beast. I got recommended a Mr. Beast video. You know why? Because the guest profile on the TV, like on my algorithm, I would never get Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
But on the guest algorithm, it shows you just the popular videos. And it looks really weird. I'm back at the grocery store. I did my budgeting earlier today, like just inputting all my receipts, making sure I'm caught up. And I'm like already almost halfway through my budget. And we're like the 10th of January, not even. So, but haven't eaten out once. So I guess that's a good thing. This is what's up for tonight. I did a bit of a splurge. I'm gonna get organic chicken. It's definitely more expensive, but I just feel a little bit better about this purchase, so I'm gonna splurge. I will say though, just in general, the amount I've already spent on groceries in this no spend challenge makes me feel kind of like I'm failing. I mean, like, yes, it's allowed in the rules, but like, I don't know. Happy Friday, guys. I am gonna be honest, I feel like this week is not going well. Like in my life, but just the no spend week too. This has been a really hard mental health week for me, and I think it's really interesting doing the no spend challenge while kind of just struggling a little bit because I'm realizing a lot of things. I have been insanely stressed this week, and I wish I had a good reason for it, but I think it's just like back to work, January, busy. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. Like, honestly, I'm just kind of, my mindset right now, which is very negative, is just like January sucks. And back to work after holidays, even though I never fully took a break. And I think that's the problem. But being back on full workload, back with copywriting and everything, feeling pulled in a million directions, like it's tricky. It's tricky, and I'm sure I'm not alone. What I'm realizing is that when I'm having, let's call it like a bad mental health week or a stressful week, I do not take care of myself in ways that make me feel good. And that includes preparing for the week, you know, buying groceries, prepping, thinking about meals, thinking about what I'm going to cook. I completely stop thinking about all of that stuff. And I mean, in the context of a no spend week, it's going to lead to like an empty fridge, which leads to like eating out, eating less healthy, all of that. So we had a fail last night. We went skiing. Every Thursday I go to my ski lesson, and the first 2 weeks of the ski lesson, it was like rush, 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 go, go, go. We like grabbed a snack on the road. The third week, we made sandwiches in advance, packed a little snack. It was perfect. And the goal was to continue that habit moving forward, because every single week, you know, eating out in a rush, like there's nothing wrong with eating out. And this is like, I think what this no spend challenge is making me realize so much. It's not about not spending money. It's not spending money is bad, but just ordering out in a rush, eating it in the car while you're rushed, it doesn't feel good. So it's like, let's save our money and let's eat out when it's fun and when it's a treat. And if it's takeout, maybe you're watching a movie or you're really enjoying what you're spending your money on. So last night, it was back to that rush. It was a horrible feeling. We ended up just getting Saint-Hubert like on the road, and it just doesn't taste as good when you're in a rush and you're just eating it in the car and it's rush, rush, rush. It doesn't taste as good. So honestly, I guess technically this isn't a fail because JS bought it, but we don't split our finances, and like he's not necessarily doing this challenge with me, but I still feel like I failed because I would have rather been prepared and made a sandwich, made soup in a thermos, like whatever that be. Then I started thinking about my day today, Friday, and Fridays lately I've been out of the house all day long. I just went to physio. I have a passport appointment, and then the rest of the day on Fridays I spend at B-Cycle at the studio prepping my bar class and teaching 2 bar classes. So I'm out all day, and looking in my fridge, I was like, there is no food in here for me to eat. I'm going to fail again tomorrow. I'm going to have to buy lunch out because I'm going to be gone all day and whatever. You guys saw this morning, I managed to scrape together some snacks and some food. So hopefully this is enough to get me through the day. That being said, I really feel like I need an emotional support latte, but we'll see. Anyways, physio of course costs money. So I didn't know I was going to end up doing weekly physio at the beginning of the month, so I didn't properly budget for it. Although at the beginning of this no spend challenge, I knew I had to come. So it was $100. I'm not really going to count it as a fail because like, what are you going to do? And then I also had to pay $4 for parking. So we'll just make those yellow, whatever. We'll see how we go for the rest of the day. Tomorrow should be fine. JS went to the grocery store at 8 a.m. this morning to get stuff for dinner and some stuff for lunch tomorrow. So we're just really trying hard to like get back into the swing of things. But yesterday I was feeling so discouraged, and I was just like, do I need to give up on, like, I genuinely thought of giving up and just deleting all this footage and pretending like it never happened. Like, yeah, but I told myself, no, the goal of these videos is not to show a perfect no spend challenge. The goal is to show you guys like my real life going through this challenge. And like, if we have little fails, if we have little slip ups, it's okay. Life gets stressful, life gets in the way, and life costs money. The other thing that made me think like maybe I should give up is my dad invited my sister and I to go to Quebec City this weekend on a little trip. And I wasn't going to say no just because I'm doing a no spend challenge. I'm looking, this trip, which we just decided about last night, has been kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel of this really stressful week, because I didn't get to spend as much time with my family this Christmas break as I would have liked. People were traveling. I went and spent time with JS's family. So I was kind of missing that time with my dad and my sister. My brother's currently studying abroad in Europe, so he's not around. Otherwise, he would probably be coming. All that to say, I've just been missing the family time. So we're going to go this weekend. I don't foresee spending a lot of money while I'm there, but I do think like we'll be eating out and stuff. So we'll see. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep taking you guys along. We're going to go through this day, and we're just going to keep doing the best we can. All right, so physio's done. I got to get out of here because I'm taking a parking spot and people keep driving in and like wanting parking spots. And I'm like, hee, I'm vlogging. So let's get out of here. We're going to go do my passport appointment. I don't know if that costs money. We'll just see. And yeah, I'm craving a latte. We'll see what happens there too. This lighting is so weird. I'm on my way to self-destruct. So, yeah, I failed. I promise you guys, I'm not even doing this on purpose. Like, if I was a good YouTuber, I would have like gone shopping and been like, oh, I just can't control myself. Like, that wasn't the case. The case was I've had a shitty week. I'm super tired. I was sitting in the food court. I ate my lunch and then I was just prepping for this class, and it was like noon. My classes are at 5 and 6. And I was like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I'm not gonna make it. And I have to be energized and my best self for these classes, and I'm dying right now. So if the thing that's gonna make me feel better is a little coffee, then so be it, okay? So I did it. I got a pistachio cold brew cold foam. It's not even hitting the way I wish it was. I find lately Starbucks iced drinks like aren't cold enough. Anyways, it's still good. F it. I'm just trying to get through this week, honestly. Fridays for me are lately a very long day. Very, very fun because teaching bar is super fun, but it also just takes a lot out of me. Like I prep for many hours, build the playlist, prep the class. And then now since the new year, I've been teaching back to back. So once again, like 5 and 6. And I get home and I'm like, but it's like a good, it's like, we're done. Yeah, I'm done. So yeah, that's my fail. And yeah, I just had to be honest with you guys. Like, it's so funny because it's so funny because there's 2 ways that I could be like a good YouTuber. Like 1, I just wouldn't tell you. I literally don't need to tell you guys. I don't need to show you that I failed. Or 2 is that I can really over dramatize it and like, you know, be like clickbaity and stuff, like those like drama YouTubers or whatever, because they perform super well. But I'm just gonna be in the middle. Maybe I'm still being a little bit dramatic. I mean, I paid cash. At least it came out of my budget. But that's that. I do definitely, like, I don't feel guilty right now, but as I was walking over there, I was like, Zoe, you sure you wanna do this? And I had no idea where the Starbucks was in this mall anyway, so I walked all over the freaking mall looking for it. So I had a lot of time to think about my decision, and decisions made. All right, now what we're gonna start prepping for this class, you guys. Wish me luck. These are the fullest my classes have ever been. There's like 18 people in the first class and like 15 in the second out of 20 spots, or 19 spots, 20 including myself, the teacher. Let's get it. Hi guys, happy Saturday. I don't look my best. I just got in from playing with Maggie. There's like a really, really big snowstorm hitting Quebec today. Let's fix this. My cookie. So went to bed last night feeling so much better than I started the day. I was like, it's Friday. I came home from bar and Gene had made, JS Gene, he had made like a really, really delicious lasagna. The bar classes went great and I truly feel like the coffee brought me back to life. So I was like, you know what? No regrets. Like, it's all good. I woke up this morning and when I checked my phone, the first thing I saw was a notification from PayPal saying that I ordered a HelloFresh box. So I had my HelloFresh canceled for like weeks. I used to get it very frequently, but lately I just order it once in a while because honestly, because JS doesn't find it's big enough portions. I love HelloFresh, and like if I were still living alone, I'd probably just get it all the time. But I guess all of my like cancellations in advance had run out, and normally HelloFresh is supposed to send you an email saying like time to choose your recipes, but I never got that email, so they just like put my order through. And I was so pissed, you guys, because it's $80. I really don't need HelloFresh next week. Like I have a bunch of plans in the evenings coming up. It's not a HelloFresh type of week. And I've already spent so much on groceries this month. Like as I'm filming this, we're not even halfway through January and I'm already halfway through my budget. And now this takes me like over the edge. So honestly, I was super, super annoyed. I'm gonna contact their customer service and just be like, hey, like I didn't get the email. Like it's not really fair to charge without a warning. I've never had this problem with HelloFresh before. Like I've had a surprise box where it was my fault, where like I got the email, said I'll deal with it later, never dealt with it. But I've never had this problem where like they don't send you an email. So we'll see. That was such a like crappy way to wake up. And yeah, $82, another fail in this no spend week challenge. Obviously it like wasn't super my fault, but it also like, I don't know. So there you go. Like I said, it's a snowstorm day. I think we're just gonna do kind of some stuff around the house. I wanna take some aesthetic pictures of the desk so that I can sell it on Facebook Marketplace. This desk is getting sold. We're gonna go deskless in the house. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff around the house to do, which this is like the perfect weather for it. And then as long as the driving conditions are safe, my dad and my sister should be coming to pick me up so we can go on our little Quebec trip tonight. This week definitely didn't go as I intended it to. I'm still glad that I challenged myself to this no spend, but I don't feel as proud of myself as I did after the first one, which I think is fine. They're not all gonna go perfect, and my goal this year is to do 6. So we have still 5 more plus to get it right. Yeah, I had really envisioned myself this week, like I really wanted to do like a DIY spa night, and I wanted to like use ingredients that I had in the cupboard and like make a body scrub and like show that in no spend. Like I had really, really high hopes, and like just again, nothing this week really went my way. And I feel like the HelloFresh thing was like the nail in the coffin. So yeah, I want to like digest this week, and then I'll come back and just give you guys kind of my final thoughts. Technically it's not over. We still have tomorrow as well in Quebec. I'm gonna try and not buy anything. But yeah, as of Saturday morning, that's the update.
Vlog. Dad, say hi, vlogs.
Hi, vlogs.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Give us a wave, Dad. Stop listening. Give us a wave.
Hold on tight. I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore.
Up this video. It's been a week, you guys, because I was seriously just debating throwing this video in the garbage because I definitely failed. I definitely did not succeed at this challenge, and I was kind of like ashamed of myself, and I was worried that people would comment mean things or like just be disappointed with me. But then I realized like it's not actually normal in life to succeed at every single challenge you set for yourself. And I'm not saying that to just like encourage failing on purpose, but last time I did this challenge, it went really smoothly and almost easily for me. And this time I definitely struggled a little bit more. So I'm here. We are going to recap everything, and I do have some purchases that I made in Quebec City, which I feel like that's what really threw me into like big kind of fail category. So let's start with that actually. Had a great time in Quebec. Like honestly, it was so nice to spend time with my dad and my sister. I didn't feel like we got enough time together around the holidays, so just it was so perfect being in Quebec, and there was so much snow that it actually made it feel like we were back in that like pre-Christmas bubble. It's Quebec City is so beautiful, and I can't wait to go back. So I definitely think the trip is what made me like spend this extra money. But I don't regret going. I don't regret saying yes. I'm so glad that we got to go. My dad really generously covered the hotel and our meals there and like the gas getting there. So really there was nothing I needed to spend money on, but me being the kind of shopaholic that I am, I was like, I have to get some souvenirs. So in the old city, we were walking around and they had this store that was like this brand founded in Quebec, and I just thought it was so funny. And then this was their logo, this little bear with like the fake Supreme. And I mean, obviously it says a bad word, but la mode is fashion. So I think I think they said in English, the translation was like to hell with fashion. But I mean, obviously it's like, anyways, I just thought it was funny. I got these men's boxer shorts for myself to wear as pajamas because I just thought they were so cute. And they were $25 and just like a cute little souvenir of Quebec. I could have left it there.
But you guys know I love Simon's because I used to work there, and it's just like, I don't know, the store just has a special place in my heart. And Simon's is originally from Quebec City. So I went to like their flagship store in Old Quebec, and I decided, I was on a pajamas kick. I was like, I gotta get more pajamas. And I found these pajamas. These are the most expensive pajamas I ever bought. I don't know what possessed me. And I was like, I need to get these now, and I need to get these here, because I think I knew if I got back home to Montreal, I wouldn't buy them. There was something that just felt special about being in Quebec and being in this like, you know, OG Simon's. And I was like, I'm gonna spend $100 on these pajamas. So spent $100 on these pajamas. Oh, I forgot to pull it out, but I also bought a really nice tank top that says Econe on it, because the department that I used to work in Simon's was the Econe department. And then they had, most of Simon's stuff is not branded, like it won't have like a logo on it or anything. This was the only thing that had a logo, and it reminded me of the old department. So I bought it, it was $25. So all in all, in Quebec, on illegal, on not challenge approved stuff, I spent $166. But I kinda don't regret it, because these are the best pajamas I've ever worn. And yeah, I think of that nice little trip now when I think of them. So now let's just recap this challenge. We can see that Monday, Tuesday, the only things I spent were on groceries. Wednesday, Thursday, I spent nothing. Friday was a pretty heavy spending day with my physio appointment, needing to get my passport done, and then my $6 coffee. Saturday, the only thing was the HelloFresh kind of mishap, but I ended up reaching out to their customer service and getting a 50% refund. So instead of costing me $83, it only cost me $42. So that's pretty good. It's like a happy, you know, happy ending. And then once again, 166 on a Sunday in Quebec. So my total spending for the week was $452.48. In a normal week, I'd be like, that's not bad. That's okay. But for a no spend week, it is quite high. In the approved transactions, I spent 187, and in the unapproved transactions, 264. And I included physio in the approved because although I didn't budget for it at the beginning of the month, it was like kind of one of the reasons of doing this no spend. And before the no spend started, I knew that expense was coming. So that's everything. Once again, a total spend $452. I'm glad I tried. I'm sorry that I failed, and this definitely just makes me want to try again. I don't think I'm gonna do it in February just because of looking at everything on my calendar. I don't think it's gonna make sense, but definitely we'll do another one in March. If you like this video and you do want more, let me know in the comments. I wanna thank you guys so much for watching, and I will stop talking now and see you all in my next video. Bye.